Right now, inside your head, there is a war, not loud, not visible, but constant. A tension between who you are and who you think you should be. One voice says, "You're not enough, do more, become more." It pushes you, judges you, and fills you with a gnawing sense of inadequacy. On the other side, a quiet whisper sighs, "Just rest, you're already enough." This voice offers solace, creativity, and a deep sense of belonging, yet it is often drowned out by the noise. And somewhere behind both, there is a third presence, something silently watching, not judging, not reacting, just aware. It observes the struggle, the yearning, and the peace. But the real question is this: which one of these voices is actually you? The truth is, human beings are not as simple as they appear. Most of us are a mixture of different inner forces pulling us in different directions. Let's simplify this conflict. Inside you, there are three forces: the ego, the soul, and the witness. Understanding these three forces is the first step toward real peace, because most of our suffering comes from one mistake: when we let the wrong force take control. When the ego becomes the ruler, life feels heavy, anxious, and competitive. When the soul is ignored, life feels empty and disconnected. When the witness is forgotten, every thought and feeling feels like the truth. Understanding these three forces is the first step toward real peace. The ego, or ahamkara, is not your enemy. In fact, it is useful. It helps you build an identity. It helps you protect yourself and function in the social world. But the ego has a weakness. It lives on comparison. It constantly asks, "How am I seen? Am I winning? Am I losing? What will people think?" It remembers old failures. It predicts future problems and rarely stays in the present. That is why the ego often speaks in pressure, fear, and shame. It says, "You need to prove yourself, you need more success, you need more approval, then you will finally be happy." The problem is that the ego never truly arrives. Even after one achievement, it immediately demands the next. So life becomes a chase, and the more you chase, the more tired and incomplete you feel. The soul, or Atman, is different. It does not compare, it does not perform, it does not need applause. It is the deeper part of you that already exists beneath the labels, roles, and expectations. You feel the soul as intuition, creativity, honesty, and a quiet sense of rightness. It rarely shouts. It is quiet, gentle, and always rooted in the present. It guides you towards joy, authenticity, and alignment with your deepest values. Its motivation is not to achieve or acquire, but to experience and express. It may say, "This feels right," or "I do not know why, but I trust this path." The soul is not trying to impress anyone, it is trying to express something true. Where the ego says, "What will make me look good?" the soul asks, "What will make me feel alive?" And often, that difference changes everything. Then there is the witness, or sakshi. This is the most important one because it is the part of you that notices everything without getting lost in it. The witness is pure awareness. It sees your thoughts, it sees your emotions, it sees your fears, memories, and desires, but it does not become them. It is the silent, spacious consciousness in which all your thoughts, feelings, and experiences arise and pass away. Think of it like the screen in a movie theater. The movie may be emotional, dramatic, and intense, but the screen remains untouched. That is what the witness is like. It is not the story, it is the awareness in which the story appears. The witness's nature is simply to be aware, to observe without judgment or attachment. You cannot really hear the witness speak because it is not a voice. It is presence itself. And when you begin to identify with that presence, the inner war starts to lose its power. The modern world is built to strengthen the ego. Social media, competition, comparisons, and constant performance all feed the same message: build an image and defend it. It convinces us that the ego's constructed identity is the real you. Every like, compliment, and appreciation can feel like proof that you matter. Every silence, rejection, or criticism can feel like proof that you do not. So people begin living for reactions. They create a version of themselves, then spend all day trying to maintain it. This is exhausting because you are no longer simply living, you are performing. And when you perform long enough, you start forgetting your real self. That is why so many people feel anxious, fragmented, and strangely empty even when their life looks successful from the outside. One of the most useful skills in life is learning to tell the voices apart. The ego usually sounds urgent. It says, should, must, need, prove. It pushes you through fear and comparison. The soul sounds quieter. It says, this feels true. This feels alive. This is who I am. It moves through sincerity and purpose. For example, the ego might say, I should start a business to prove I'm successful to my family and friends. This statement is rooted in fear of judgment and a need for external approval. In contrast, the soul's voice is characterized by joy, authenticity, and an internal sense of guidance. The soul might whisper, I feel alive when I create things, regardless of whether they are successful. The witness is different from both. It does not push, it does not whisper advice, it simply notices. So when you are confused, ask yourself one question. Am I acting out of fear or out of truth? That one question can save you from a lot of unnecessary pain. The answer is not to destroy the ego. You do not need to kill it, hate it, or silence it forever. The ego is still useful. It helps you function in the world. The real solution is to stop letting it sit on the throne. When anxiety, jealousy, anger, or insecurity rises, pause for a moment to understand that this is often the ego attempting to assert control. Take a conscious breath and say, this is the ego feeling threatened. That simple sentence creates distance between you and the overwhelming emotion. And in that distance, the witness, your pure awareness appears. Now you are no longer completely inside the emotion. You are the one observing it. From there, you can respond instead of react. If you want to strengthen the witness, practice asking a simple question during the day. Who is aware of this thought right now? Who is aware of this feeling? Who is aware of this sensation in the body? Do not try to answer intellectually. Just notice the awareness that is already present. That silent noticing is the witness. The more often you return to it, the less power every passing thought has over you. Once the witness becomes your center, everything changes. The ego becomes a tool instead of a master. The soul becomes a guide instead of a whisper you keep ignoring, and you become someone who can live with clarity. You can hear fear without obeying it. You can hear intuition without dismissing it. You can move through life with more calm, more honesty, and less inner noise. That is what real freedom looks like. Not a life without conflict, but a life where conflict no longer controls you. This is not just a spiritual idea, it changes how you live every day. When the ego is in control, even small moments become heavy. A comment feels like an attack. A mistake feels like failure. Someone else's success feels like a threat. But when you begin to identify as the witness, those same moments become smaller. You are still human. You still feel things. But you are no longer swallowed by every reaction. That is the difference between being possessed by your mind and being aware of your mind. And once you see that difference clearly, you stop treating every thought like a command. You stop believing every fear. You stop chasing every image of who you think you should be. Instead, you begin moving with more honesty, more patience, and more inner stability. So maybe the goal is not to become perfect, maybe the goal is to become aware. Because when the witness is awake, the ego stops ruling, the soul stops being ignored, and the war inside you begins to settle. You are not just the fear, you are not just the desire, you are the awareness that holds both, and that awareness is already complete. Subscribe to The Seeker's Hood for more maps to your inner world. Comment below, I'm aware, not for anyone else, just as a reminder that you're no longer asleep inside your own mind, and share this with someone who you think should become aware of their ego.